Alrighty, here we go.
Yeah, you're gonna take my course just to save your soul. We're gonna try to get ethical. You're gonna take my course just to save your soul. We're gonna try to get ethical.
I've got the treatises by Kant, anything I want. Janet brought the chalk, are you listening or not? Writing on the board, your morals are quite poor. We deserve the good place, you just gotta pass this course now. My tummy feels kind of crummy, you should probably study. Tummy feels kind of crummy, you should probably study. Writing up my treatise, drinking almond sweets. Think I love my soulmate, she loves margaritas. My life is a quandary, we should do her laundry. We got some camaraderie, unlike Jason and Tahani. Tummy feels kind of crummy, you should probably study. Tummy feels kind of crummy, you should probably study.
Yeah, you're gonna take my course just to save your soul. We're gonna try to get ethical. You're gonna take my course just to save your soul. We're gonna try to get ethical.
I like shrimp, like motherfucking shirt balls. Spend my whole life living like a bad janitor. What Judy's got a habit, teleology and cooker god. Writing down Plato in my nightmarish clown hut. I can't guess that I'm truly bad. He can kiss my ass, I'm a full trash bag. Hope I can ace this course and save my soul. I'm gonna try to get ethical.
Yeah, you're gonna take my course just to save your soul. We're gonna try to get ethical. You're gonna take my course just to save your soul. We're gonna try to get ethical.
Bulus. 8:30 p.m. the usual streaming setup. Turn on the lights, make sure they're bright and gleam. Title and tweet, pour water, tank top and chroma. OBS seems all set, so I click start the stream, and so I'll pause holding and open VLC. I'll pick 2 songs before, lay our head down and dream. I'll say that's us to y'all, Joe Hill's from Tennessee. Folks asking when will my stream begin? After howdy, it's items and chess tools breaking.
Pick a small goof while talking to you, professional Minecrafter here, there's no mistaking. Then I'll click crafting quick, anvil time, enchant pick. Then I'll replace the books in random chests with care. I'll tour my winery, I know there's blocks somewhere. And then I'll hush and hush, hush and hush, chat swears not any closer to recording. Folks keep asking and asking, asking and asking, when will my stream begin?
Seriously, y'all,
I need to record this next episode. I've been working toward. I can't edit without footage, no. once I'm on cue, maybe we can start the show. Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. And today on the HermitCraft server, we are going to be doing a little bit of spring cleaning. We're going to get that snow out from beneath the snowman and into the snowy lands surrounding the frosty citadel of Tango Tech, decked out too. It does have a slightly more fancy name, but like the Frosty Citadel sounds so upbeat and like a delicious, I don't know, ice cream treat. But whatever, it's fine. It's fine. We're here to remind you it is Tuesday. Wow, Tuesday. Bonus stream, bonus stream, bonus stream. I'm trying something a little different. I'm playing with my schedule experimentally for the next little while. I'm going to try streaming more often, not every Monday and Tuesday morning, but more often on Monday and Tuesday morning. And there's a few reasons for that. Big reason, whoops, that's the wrong tab to press those buttons in. Big reason for that is that my recording system, my process, not like the technology, but the process, has some flaws. And you might have seen the episode that I did where I recorded a single take of me narrating what I had been up to. Part of the problem there was that I had recorded a bunch of the footage between streams at about this time of day. But without the help of everybody here who like watches along with the show, I missed a bunch of obvious problems in OBS, the recording software, that would have been immediately called out by the chat in the stream. Things like your microphone was muted, or there's an overlay on, or the video is choppy for some reason. Like things that look blatantly wrong on stream, they're going to look blatantly wrong in the video. And so it's important for me to get the feedback when I'm recording in the morning. And so, hey, first off, one type of feedback from Evan Netta, just tipped 2 US Abacus beads, who says, hey, Joe. Thank you, Evan Netta. If you've never seen a Joe Hill stream before, because it's at an atypical time, just so you know, I'm down here in slot 9, putting the hot bar, but the face camera will expand when I hit certain tipping milestones. We're currently 18 US Abacus beads away from that next tipping milestone. So, basically, this is a chance for me to do a little bit more recording earlier in the day. Because from an energy standpoint and a editing standpoint, it's easier for me to edit in the afternoons than it is for me to edit at night after the stream. But the problem is, I don't want to have that much dead time. It's easier. It's easier for me to edit right after I made the clip than the next day, too. So the goal is to kind of shift some of the recording into the morning and more of the grindy long-term stuff into the night, which I was basically doing at night anyway, but I was doing it while I was stressed out that I wasn't recording. Hey, Evanetta tips, okay, that's going to be 5 times as many Abacus beads, so that's another 10. Woo! Getting us 8 away from the next face camera expansion. Thank you, Evan Netta. Okay, so Kara K says, what's this? A surprise Joe stream made my day. So, I know that I am also kind of, my voice is going to be a little bit scratchy because I just woke up, got my kid to school, haven't done a lot of talking other than just talking to her this morning. Let's see. So before we can do those actual recording bits, we are still going to be doing a little bit of more grindy, like, let's make some snow blocks, type of thing. So, we got some nice notes here about my international travel video. Tricky says, I enjoyed every single take video of your trip. Every single take in the video of your trip. Ah, cool, cool, cool. Like all of my hot takes about England painting their roads. Got it. I understand. No, I appreciate that. Thank you for the kind words. Meanwhile, Lizzie Mack says that it was incredibly stressful, and Lizzie could not comprehend traveling without a cell phone. Traveling with a cell phone is way more stressful, because my cell phone is how people tell me they need me to fix things. Like, in your job, so for the longtime viewers may remember that Lizzie works in the dental industry. And, like, I'm assuming that's basically pretty 9 to 5 unless you're, like, on call for emergency dentist work after hours, right? Well, with the sort of stuff that I've done for my freelance work, Lizzie, I was basically kind of always on call, and the job before that, I wasn't ever officially on call, but there was also unofficially nobody else who knew how servers worked in the entire company. And so I was always kind of, no matter where I was, there was a chance somebody might call up and be like, Joe, all the servers are on fire. Can you fix them? How soon can you get to a computer? Right? And so the idea of being available at all is so much more stressful to me than the idea of getting lost, as you put it. Like, it's London. How hard can it be to navigate, right? People have been doing it for 1,000 years or more. Joel, tips 5, who says, howdy, Joe. New stream time coordinates with my before-class breakfast. 10 out of 10 for me. Yeah, thank you, Joel. Happy to help you start your day strong. That puts us 3 away from the next expansion. And we got another tip rolling in from Jerome, who says, thank you for the great story about expanding your horizons in the United Kingdom. Hey, you're welcome, Jerome. 3 gets you a face camera expansion. And then we got another 12 after that, putting us 8 away for the next one. So here we go. Please direct your attention down here to slot 9, where I'm putting the hot in the hot bar, so I can say, howdy, y'all. Grow Hills here, expanding as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. Dee-da-dee-da-dee, dee-da-dee-da-dee, now I'm in the lower left. Woo. But yeah, like, they've got maps of London at every, like, bus station, or every bus stop. So, like, as long as I know, like, generally, like, okay, I need to get back to this neighborhood, or whatever, I could do it. But yeah, also, I mean, my goal was to spend time with my fiance and my fiance's family and friends, and not to be, like, on my phone reading about, like, banking industries and stuff, right? It wouldn't be, like, I'm a little bit of a, I like keeping up with the news, even when it doesn't really directly impact me, just because I'm a curious person. I'm a curious person by nature. But it was important for me on this trip to direct my curiosity to the people around me, you know, and not to exhaust it reading about Credit Suisse or Silicon Valley Bank, right? I would have been more stressed out if so when I don't have my phone with me, I can just completely just focus on whatever. I don't have like some people are like, oh, wow, is that like a hard habit to kick? It's like, if I don't have it with me, it doesn't bother me. But if I have it with me, I look at it without even thinking, right? So it's just easier to not have it at a certain point, you know? And then, you know, it's easier for me to then be also a polite and attentive listener, because I'm not like, oh, let me check the time on my phone real quick. Or I did bring a digital watch, though. I didn't go completely electronics cold turkey. I brought a Casio watch with me. I wanted one with a light on it, because I wasn't sure if the hotel would have a clock. It didn't! So that was quaint. First time I've been in a hotel without a clock, probably. But the hotel room was awesome. It was, like, the owners of this restaurant had bought a bunch of buildings around the restaurant and turned the individual rooms in those buildings into hotel rooms. It was very, unique. Or it was unique. It was not like, okay, here is a Days Inn with cookie cutter setups, you know. Ah, hey, welcome, Hopple. Glad you could join us. Duskadair says, I very much enjoyed comparing your most recent video with your Season 6 video where you talk about where you talk with Cleo about Badger coming to visit the US for the first time. Nice. Joel says, I still need to finish the UK video. Got about halfway through and had to get work done. Yeah, I didn't realize it was going to be that long when I started making it. And there was no obvious place to cut it into pieces, because it was just one continuous task in Minecraft. I felt like having the video be like arbitrarily like, come back for part 2 tomorrow. It's like, that doesn't seem right. Cherichu says that watch reminds me of my dad's work watch. It has a neon light in it. Yeah, exactly. I wanted a little LED or whatever in my watch so I could check the time. Did Tango hire me for help? Tango accepted help when offered, which is almost as good. Tango asked any hermits who had extra time to help him out with the terraforming here, and so several of us have. Jev, Cleo, Isuma, False. I just happen to be hanging out here now, but when y'all are like, Joe, you're so nice for helping out Tango, it's not just me, y'all. The whole HermitCraft server is full of fantastic people who help each other out. And I personally find this sort of work relaxing. Like I said, I kind of need to warm up my voice before we do a recording segment. Anyway, so this is kind of an opportunity for me to do some of that. Just talking to y'all about what's up while I warm up my vocal cords. Cole Martin says, I'm sure everyone is excited to see Decked Out complete and they're willing to help out with the cost. Exactly. Everybody loved first Decked Out so much. Okay, the sun is directly in my eyes. Let me close the... I was like, I'm going to have the blinds open. It's so beautiful out. And now I'm like, oh gosh, it's coming directly into the side of my eye through, like, the trees. There's just, like, sunbeam tracking my eyeball. All else is in shadow. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we're good. We're good. So, anyway, I figure these, this Tuesday morning streams, the Tuesday and Monday morning streams, when I do them, they're going to be kind of bonus streams, but they're going to kind of feel a little bit like the Friday morning coffee streams. It's kind of the same. Basically, the Friday morning coffee stream was so helpful for me getting stuff done. The Thursday morning Quinn streams are helpful too, but like in a different way. This is more going to be like the Friday morning vibe. So I'm not going to promise these every week. These are not like officially committed weekly stream schedule items. However, I am definitely going to do them when I can, because I think it's going to help my entire streaming schedule feel a little bit better with my editing and production and everything, just kind of fitting more neatly into my day, the way my day naturally kind of breaks. Now, one of the ways that I'm paying for this was time that I had been spending on doing stuff myself, like writing my newsletter or filling out immigration paperwork. And instead, I'm going to be paying my community liaison, that Tommy boy, to handle the newsletter solo. And I'm going to be... this is the part that hurts. I'm going to be dipping into my retirement fund to hire an immigration attorney to help with the visa paperwork, because I'm one of those people that I just want to believe the best about my country. I want to believe that when people are like, yeah, the American immigration system is broken or whatever, I'm like, it can't be that bad. You know what? Maybe it's hard for people who don't speak English because all this stuff is in English, and that's a fair thing to have trouble with. I have a hard time if I'm reading something in French that's important, you know. So I understand why it might be hard to them, but I'm sure that I could navigate the U.S. immigration system. And it turns out I can't. I have been banging my head against the wall several hours a week for the last few months, and I know we're closer to being ready to file, but I have such low confidence that I actually got the stuff right, that I'm just going to have to suck it up and hire somebody else. I'm going to hire an immigration attorney to handle that. And, like, it's not that I have, like, my project manager has told me that I have problems asking for help. I don't have problems asking for help. I am happy to ask for help. What I'm not happy to do is to pay somebody else to do something that I feel like I can knock out in an afternoon. I'm like, I could do that. Like, I don't have somebody do my laundry for me or clean my apartment. I clean my apartment. I do my laundry. And I'm like, I can fill out my own immigration paperwork. No, I can't. And that sucks. And I feel like it's I definitely have a much better understanding of why other people struggle with this process, cuz I'm pretty smart. I programmed websites and back-end business stuff for a living. I did database design. I could read specs. I could follow instructions. But I'm looking at these instructions and the conflicting stuff in the different government advisories about changes to the immigration process, and it was too much for me. It was just straight up too much for me. So, anyway, tips are welcome via paypal.me/Joe Hills and YouTube Super Chat. Joel Graves says, there's a Joe Hills newsletter, question mark. Yes. JoeHills.net/ is it news? Let me find out. It is... Yeah, JoeHills.net/category/newsletter. It's primarily focused on stuff for the Patreon community. But, you know, other people might find it interesting too. Because folks in the Patreon community had concerns that it was hard to keep up with, like, changes to the Discord or when we were having events and stuff. And so I started doing a newsletter, which was a lot of fun, but realistically, now that Tommy, our community liaison, is caught up on the process, it's better for me to reclaim my Monday mornings to work on HermitCraft and let Tommy call into the show if he has any questions. So that's the other thing, is since Monday used to be our newsletter collaboration time, Tommy may end up having to call into the show on Monday and be like, hey Joe, it says here that we're doing this, but I'm pretty sure that's wrong. Can you tell me why would you write that and what did you actually mean? That sort of stuff. So that'll be fun. Okay. Oh yeah, I should probably post on Twitter that I'm live, since I'm not normally live at that time. Or at this time. Somebody wrote, good morning, say it back. When somebody says good morning, say it back and posts a picture of themselves, do you have to take a selfie of yourself too? I guess, hold on. So I need to take a selfie where I say good morning back. Okay. I think we were going to announce that there was a stream, but you know what? I'm still waking up. Okay. Of course I can... This is the first thing that shows up when I log in on the desktop, and now I can't find where to respond to it on the phone. Good morning. Add photo. Alt text. A photo of Joe Hills dressed for work. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, I was gonna post that we're live. That's what we're doing. Posting that we're live. I'm gonna get in the process here. Oh, you know what? I can actually use the same photo. I can use the same photo of me dressed for work. Look at that. I am saving myself trouble here. And I can use the same alt text. A photo of Joe Hills dressed for work. That's awesome. Okay. Look at that. It's time for a bonus stream. Let's do some spring cleaning on HermitCraft. Oh man, I should probably link the YouTube Is there a way to find... Yeah, copy that link. Copy link to Twitter. Allow paste. Tweet. Whoa! Mona T apparently loving that Twitter-related segment. Just tipped an even 100 with a heart. Thank you so much, Mona T. Woo! That is gonna get you 5 Face Gamer expansions. Here we go. Expand Joe. Do 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 do. Numero dos. Larger Joes. Da 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 da. So that's let's see, 1, 2, and then okay. Numero tres. Look into my face. Ba 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 ba. And then for this 4th one, y'all have seen that money go straight to my head. But now, like Jacob Marley, these chains I've forged in life are about to begin pulling me down to the deep below. Enter the Jost. Ba 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 ba. Lowering the opacity now to 90%. And then we've got one more expansion thanks to Monety's generous gift. Here we go. Expand Joe. Do 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 do. Oh, do 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 do. There we go. 80%. Thank you again to Monete. I guess it's Monete, not Monety. Thank you, Monete. Also, Kindleist writes, when someone says good morning, you say back, you're supposed to just scream no and go on a 5-minute rant about how terrible mornings are. Oh, is good morning say it back of a meme? I didn't know this was a meme. I thought this was just what we were doing. I don't know your memes. Kindleist. Good luck with your university applications, Pika Pika. If it makes you feel any better, I didn't get into my first choice university. I didn't want to go at all. My first choice was not going, for one thing. But I wasn't 18 when I graduated from high school. And so my parents took what money I had in my bank account and used it as a down payment toward one of the universities I did get into. But my first choice was not going. My second choice was Princeton. And I went to Vanderbilt. So, yay. Okay. Joe Hills, that didn't get into Princeton tour. Yeah, let's see here. Captain Picard didn't get accepted into Starfleet Academy on his first try. Yeah, the thing is, he tried again. I gave up on Princeton after that. Kindle says, it isn't a meme, it's like being told to smile. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry. Sometimes things get written in the HermitCraft chat, and they're like, Joe, I'm about to log on and do something secret and you're decked out. Can you please move your stream somewhere else? Right. And so I was talking about, like, with the phone and getting news, like, if I have it in front of me, if I see it, I kind of have to look at it, right? And I'm like, wait, okay, so there's something in the HermitCraft thing. Let me make sure it's not Joe, move your stream. Oh, it's not! Yay, I get to stay here. Woo! It's also something exciting. But I can't say what. General HermitCraft hype. Artisy says, I went to Vanderbilt for one morning, a middle school program. Nope Queen writes, Tumblr sexy man and Princeton reject Joe Hills. Yeah, that could be my Twitter bio if I believed in updating those. People are saying that was a large gasp, almost a wheeze. You might think that, but I couldn't possibly comment. Okay. I mean, if I got accepted into Princeton for, like, grad school, I'd go. I'm not, like, bitter about it. But I'm also not, like, applying for graduate programs right now because I can't afford it. And I don't want to go into debt. Kindlelist says, your first choice was to not go, and you achieved that goal with Princeton. That's fair, yeah. Okay. I'm just kind of adding snow blocks wherever here. I'm realizing that's maybe not the most ideal way to do this in a, what do you call it, context? Gosh. What do you call that thing? Time-lapse context. Having the time-lapse showing... stuff is good. Okay. Good morning, good morning, good morning, yeah. Do 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 no. La da 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 da. Oops. Dang it. I'm not doing great with optimal snow placement, but passably well with non-optimal snow placement. We have so much more snow than we had before, though. It's okay. Whatever. I'll play with that. That I'm not entirely happy with right there. Okay. Hey, doing well, Louisa. Thank you for asking. Risa Malima says, making Pathfinder stat blocks while watching the stream. Awesome, enjoy. Tonight's actually my Pathfinder night. I should make sure it isn't canceled, because sometimes at the last minute people get busy. But it looks like, nope, looks like it's still on for tonight. Yay. That's always on my Tuesday to-do list, is to check if Pathfinder was canceled while it's still early enough to make alternate plans. Because I get really annoyed if it's 8 o'clock and I'm like, ooh, Pathfinder time. And then I go over there and it's like, everybody's like, okay, yeah, I can't do this week. And I'm like, oh, I could have found something else to do, but it's too late now. Womp womp. Hey, M. Lavis! Matthew Lavis, thank you for the 40. He says, good day to you, Joe. We were 8 away from our next phase gamer expansion. 8 gets you one expansion, 28 gets you another, and then we are 12 past there. So here we go. 2 expansions. Expand Jost. Do. Gets us down to 70%. And now for the most obnoxious face camera size, the Tony Stark helmet cam. Grow hills. Da. We're lowering the opacity now to 60%. As y'all may have noticed, the camera gets bigger but more transparent every time it expands. At this point, it can't cover any more of the screen. We're covering all the screen. Everybody who's tipped up to this point has been making the camera more obnoxious. But since it'll keep dropping in opacity while continuing to only cover the entire screen, each person who tips at this point will be making the camera less obnoxious. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/showhills and YouTube Super Chat. We are $8 away from that next face camera expansion, dropping us to 50% opacity. So thank you again, M. Lavis, for your long-term and continuous support of the show. Here we go. Dropping things in here I'm not sure will work, but I kind of want to try. Kind of giving this a little bit of depth. Let's see how that goes. Does that look okay? Yeah, that actually looks like it's pretty okay. It comes out looking kind of... Got a hole here. Oh, wait, no, that's intentional. That's like a stone pocket. Yeah, I'm enjoying Pathfinder 2 a lot. People are like, Joe, would you recommend it over D&D? It's like, well, for one thing, neither of them are sponsors. So, I'm going to keep my opinion to myself in a lot of cases like that. But actually, honestly... whatever your friends want to play is going to be the best thing for you and your friends, right? Like, so Quinn Murphy, distinct from Quinn Hills. Quinn Murphy is not my sibling. Quinn Hills is. 2 different people. But Quinn Murphy, my Pathfinder Dungeon Master, actually does some writing freelance for Pathfinder books and stuff. And so Quinn had said, hey, I want to familiarize myself with some stuff in the 2E system. Would any of you guys want to play a game with me? And we're like, yeah, Quinn, we love hanging out with you. You're awesome. And you want to run a Pathfinder game for us? Yes. Whatever someone else is willing to run is the game system I'm most likely to play, because I don't have time to run a game, right? So the campaign we're in is Homebrew. But Quinn tests things sometimes, or plays around with things that end up in real Paizo stuff later. So it's not a streamed game or anything. It's just us having fun, hanging out. But almost everybody who plays in that game, we're all the people who... actually, I think this is true of 100% of us. Every player in that game normally doesn't get to play... tabletop role-playing games. We're always the friend that has to run the game. And so when Quinn was asking us at the beginning, like, so, what kind of adventure do you guys want? Every single one of us was like, any adventure I don't have to run myself. Quinn, we trust you. Do whatever lets you have the most fun, because opportunities for us to play instead of run games don't come along very often, and we don't want to screw this up. Please do this so you have fun, and we'll just be happy to have the break. That was kind of like how I felt like the entire time I was in London too. I was like, oh boy, I'm just happy to be here. It's just nice to not be working, and so it's a very chill group. Like, nobody is like, oh, we really have to do this, or we really have to do that, like, or, it's fun. El Carapace. Yeah, I did have a fun time in England. You can actually hear about it in my latest YouTube video if you have the chance to check that out. I talk extensively about the trip. Cactus says, just clicked on the stream and didn't expect you to be so close. Yeah, the camera gets bigger when people tip. This is by popular demand. But we are only $8 away from the next face camera expansion milestone. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. But yeah. Pathfinder 2, I'm having a lot of fun with it. I am getting to play a class I normally don't play as. I have never played as a wizard before. When I've done magic users, I've done like sorcerer and other stuff, but I've never done a wizard. in D&D. And so it's also kind of interesting or nice because I'm doing a class. It's not like if I always played as a monk in D&D and then I was like, okay, time to play Pathfinder. Let's play as a monk again. I'd be like comparing the two systems directly a lot, you know? But I can just kind of enjoy having an experience that's different, you know? And not be overthinking the game design choices too much. Because I'm like, oh, I don't know if this is part of being a wizard or part of Pathfinder, right? But this is also part of why I'm not a game reviewer or a game system reviewer. I'm not coming in here and telling you, here's my review of Pathfinder. My review of Pathfinder 2 is it's just as fun as 5th edition D&D, and whatever somebody wants to run at your table, it's fine either way. What I've been told is that the biggest strength of the Pathfinder ecosystem is the supporting campaigns and things like that. But because in our game that Quinn runs, we don't really play that material, I don't have the direct experience to comment on that for the most part. Although one thing I will say is that Pathfinder's one-shots for new players, they have these one-shot adventures for level 1 players that are supposed to take 1 to 2 hours. And I have run them several times for my Patreon patrons. They're called Pathfinder Bounties, these 1 to 2 hour one-shots. And with D&D, most of the one-shots are for level 3 to 5 players, and they're supposed to last 3 to 5 hours. And they end up lasting 5 to 8 hours. And level 3 characters are more complex than level 1 characters, so they're hard to get new players in on them. So, for my purposes, running games for my Patreon community, which I usually do, like, over the summer while my daughter's away, and, you know, or at, like, certain times of the year that I have lulls, though the Pathfinder stuff there is better than what I've seen for 5th edition. But it's not like that's a flaw of 5th edition's rules. It's just that the ecosystem for 5th edition, they're not commissioning. Like, Paizo is paying people to make these 1 to 2 hour sessions that actually take 1 to 2 hours and are really good at introducing the game. But anyway, Chad tips 8 and says, great stream. Thank you, Chad. Here we go. Expand Jost. Do. Yeah, I think I've run, we're going to lower the Joe Pasty now to 50% to T-Joe Eckhilsberg mode. Am I going to put in any ice spikes? I'm considering it. Those are more... I'm trying to avoid doing too much opinionated terraforming at this point, right? Like, I want to get Tango's feedback on kind of the general terrain before I start adding anything that looks like it's an artistic statement. Like, these lakes I'm putting in are about as far as I want to push it in terms of craft, you know? A few lakes, a few small caves, but then once we get feedback from Tango saying, like, hey, Tango, we were thinking about putting in some ice spikes. Would those distract from what you're doing? Like, I feel like it's part of the give and take of working with somebody else on something like that, is figuring out how far you should push, you know? Because I think that those would look cool, but I don't want to look like I'm competing, right? Because this is awesome. And I almost worry that ice spikes would either have to look so cool that they're competing with the castle or would look so bad compared to the castle. It's a hard thing to attempt. Okay. We got another tip rolling in. Let me see who it's from. Microbird, tips 5. Thank you very much, Microbird. That puts us 15 away from the next Face Camera expansion milestone. So tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I still, like, I'm up to, like, we've been playing this game for so long, we're up to, I think we just leveled up to 13, or maybe we just leveled up to 14, I'm not sure. But we just leveled up 2 weeks ago, and then I was gone last week. And the problem is with playing a wizard is a preparation-based class, and I don't really like preparing things. So, whenever we have downtime in the game, the dungeon master's always like, "So, everybody, what are your downtime activities?" And like, like the alchemist will go and like modify people's armor and equipment, and other people will do other stuff. It's like, "So Joe, do you want to prepare any scrolls?" No, I don't. I just don't want to prepare scrolls. It doesn't sound enjoyable to me. Can I help the alchemist put stuff on people's armor for bonuses? It's like, okay, yeah, you could do some assist rolls for the alchemist, and the alchemist is always happy to have me giving him extra, juice on his rolls. But it's like, sometimes we'll get into a situation where it's like, oh boy, I don't have that spell prepared. It's like, well, Joe, did you put it on a scroll? No, no, I didn't. I didn't realize that was why you would do that. It's like, okay, well, for future reference, this is why scrolls are helpful. And I'm like, yeah, but for future reference, I'm still not gonna want to do it. Like, it's just not... I like doing the fun parts of the game. I don't want to make scrolls. So, yeah. So, arguably, I'm playing a wizard wrong because apparently scrolls are really... And being able to make scrolls is an important part of being a wizard or something. But like, if they wanted a good wizard, they could get somebody else. Like, that's just not me. Preparing scrolls sounds too much like work. Howdy, babe. Oh, do I have my status set? Whoops. Just making sure if I need that set, it's set properly. Yeah, this looks kind of too square here. Have I thought about playing a druid? No, because they're like a shape-shifting class, I think, and I don't really want to do that. Like, I think if I played as a druid, I wouldn't shapeshift. And people would be like, well, Joe, don't play as a druid if you're not going to shapeshift. It's like, well, I do what I want. But I tend to play a lot of these games pretty suboptimally for fun. Because, like, so much, everything else in my life is highly optimized for survival reasons. Like, if I didn't optimize everything, I wouldn't be able to manage running a business and taking care of a child alone. And so I just don't want to play... That's the fantasy in the fantasy role-playing game for me, is that I'm playing suboptimally. And I'm optimizing for fun, not stats. But M. Lavis says, does your character have a type of magic they favor? Yeah, illusion magic. Because I think it's funny to come up with funny things. It felt like a creative way. Kindle says, does Pathfinder balance break down around level 10 or 12 like 5e does? I don't think so. But I'm not playing the game optimally, so I don't know how balancing... You know what I mean? I don't know how balanced it would be. ZB says, NPR was talking about pinball yesterday. Awesome. Yeah, pinball is really fun. I really encourage everybody to get out if you have a local tournament. Just get out there and play. You know, everybody is super friendly. It's a great way to meet people, because in the tournament, you know, you'll be assigned on the bracket, like, who you're playing against. And so you'll walk up to a machine and be like, hi, I'm Joe, I'm player 2. And somebody else will be like, hi, I'm Frank, I'm player 4, you know. And so you practice introducing yourself to people throughout the tournament. You know, and after COVID, being stuck at home all the time, Practicing introducing myself to people again was a good, helpful thing for my sanity. Riza says, Pathfinder 2E stays pretty balanced throughout. And also wish we had pinball here. Yeah, I'm really lucky that Nashville is a great pinball city. We're a great city in many ways. Obviously, we're a great city for streamers like myself and Je ne sais quoi. But, you know, we also have pinball and music or something. I don't know. Something about music. Yeah, this is the janitor illusionist that just made it look like things were clean until he got... So the idea was he was a janitor at a wizard school, and he realized it was easier to listen in on the classes and learn how to do illusion magic than to actually clean stuff. And he eventually got kicked out and lost his job. Music? In Nashville? You don't say. Nope, Queen says it's rough to have a group find out they had different goals for the game once the game has already been going for a while. Yeah, like I said, everybody in our group was like, I love tabletop role-playing games, but I only get to play when I'm running it. And I just want to play in a game rather than run a game for a change. And so we're the most easygoing, happy-go-lucky group of players. And I think it might frustrate Quinn sometimes, because he's always like, guys, do you want more of this or more of that? We're like, oh, we're good. Because, like, he is trying to, like, get feedback on stuff he's you know, designing sometimes. And, like, we'll try and tell him, you know, helpful things here and there. But, like, when he's like, okay, so what do you guys want to see? Oh, we're just happy doing whatever. Oh. Like, which, you know, some people would love that. But sometimes it's just like, yeah. Stefafa says, my 5e group is the same. Our DM keeps asking for help, and we're just happy to be here. Hey, good morning, Badger. Good morning, good morning, good morning, yeah. Oh, ZB, the story was about Escher? That's cool. Yeah, Escher's really fun. We've rated him before. He streams sometimes. Not super often. But yeah, he's been on Don't Panic Flip stream too. He's a really cool guy. I have seen him in person at an event, but I haven't, like, introduced myself or spoken to him in person. Because, like, you know, when somebody's in the middle of a tournament, coming up and being like, hi, I've seen you on Twitter and Twitch is it can be kind of weird. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, you know, they're focusing on the event they're in. They don't need random Joe Hills pop-ins. But yeah, Escher is very cool. I kind of suspect that if he knew that I had been, like right there at the tournament, he probably would be like, oh, you should have said something. But you know what? Because he's a very friendly and approachable guy. But you know what? Whether or not I should have or not, I didn't feel comfortable. Like, you know, like when he's working, you know, it's not a good time to be like, you know, hey, how's it going, buddy? Joe Hills, we talked on the Twitter. You know? Because I did introduce myself to one of the organizers of the tournament who I knew from Twitch for a long time. But, like, when I was like, hi, Tom Graff? He, like, looked at me like, oh, God, is this guy about to serve me papers? Because, like, when you run a tournament like that, everybody has a complaint, right? Everybody has a complaint for the tournament director. And, so, yeah, I'm streaming on Twitch, YouTube, and I've also got a chat open for Discord. And so, yeah, shortly before I ran into Escher and didn't introduce myself, I introduced myself to Tom. I was like, hi, Tom Graff? Because I was, like, not 100% sure it was him, you know? It wasn't, like, if I absolutely know somebody is who I think they are, I'll be like, hey, so-and-so, I'm Joe Hills, we talked on Twitch, but I don't want to, if I'm not 100% sure that it's Tom Graff, I don't want to be like, hey, Tom Graff, Joe Hill's good to meet you. You know, like I'm like, hi. Might be a weird question. Are you Tom Graff? Like, I think I've seen you on Twitch. You know, and but like, you know, he's just like immediately like shields up defensive mode. Like, uh-oh, as the tournament director, somebody is asking for me by name who isn't 100% sure what I look like. That means they probably asked one of the other tournament directors which one was me and was pointed generally in this direction. And now they're going to come whine about how this machine isn't level or something. And so as soon as I said, like, Joe Hills, you know, I love your show, Triple Drain and the Fox City Spinball stuff is great too. He's like, oh, Joe Hills, good to meet you. Like, he was excited to meet me, but like, you know, there's kind of that like stress response when somebody introduces themselves to you when you're working that you don't like. And like, it's one thing to like, you know, say hello to the tournament director in the middle of a tournament because he can go back to what he was doing and it's not like he's going to be off his game, right? But with a player, you don't want to do you don't want their stress levels to go up. You don't want like I would not feel comfortable you know, talking to somebody in the middle of a tournament like that. Kindless suggests start asking for a raptor as a familiar amount. Is that like I haven't seen the Birds of Prey movie. Is that a reference to something? But yeah, it's hard to make sure that you're not accidentally making a worse impression than you intend to. Especially for people who aren't used to it, right? Because I'm pretty used to it. I'm used to people at conventions recognizing me and saying hello and stuff, and so it's funny because then when people see me in other contexts, I switch back into convention mode. Like I was at the Apple store one time, and this guy goes, "Joe Hills," and I turn around, I'm like, "Oh, howdy, good to meet you," and he's like, "Joe, it's Lex from high school." And I'm like, oh, hey man, what's up? You know, like, because in high school you always talk like you're from California. Oh, my most excellent friend Lex. It's good to meet you. I too learned how to be a high schooler from the films involving Bill S. Preston, Esquire, and Ted Theodore Logan. You know, but yeah, so yeah, but then it's like but yeah, it's nice getting to meet people from all over the world and stuff who like come to PAX and stuff. Like I definitely if I'm out at a bar or something at PAX, I don't mind if somebody comes up and introduces themselves. But like I said, it's different if somebody comes up and introduces themselves at a bar at PAX versus, like, if I'm, like, about to go on stage to give a talk, right, I might be kind of trying to get into, like, when I'm about to do a panel, my brain and body kind of shut down. Like, I kind of go into, like, energy saving mode where I just kind of mentally, like, just, like, slow my pulse and zone out, and I'm kind of, like, just preparing to be high energy, right? You know, so like if I'm like trying to get into work mode, I'm about to give a live performance as part of a panel or something, I'm definitely, it's not that I'm unhappy to be approached, but like I'm less prepared to be approached, and it's more surprising, you know what I mean? Gusty Gale tips 2 and says, tried a full English breakfast, ate all of it. Hey, congrats, Gusty Gale. That puts us 13 away from the next face camera expansion milestone. Okay. Assume avoid, join the game. Da, da, da. Tricky says, as a fan, I wouldn't want to approach someone else unless it was at a fan meet and greet. Well, what I'm saying is, though, that, like, to some degree, when you go to PAX, the entire convention is a fan meet and greet, right? The bars and the hotels, if I'm in the lobby, if I'm in the hotel lobby at a bar at PAX, whether or not it was posted on Twitter as a fan meet and greet, the entire weekend is one. You know what I mean? So, like, that's why I'm saying, like, if people approach at PAX, that's, like, 100%, like, expected. But if they approach right when I'm about to give a talk, I'm just not going to be in the right I'm not going to be in the same headspace. Oh, please don't spam emotes. I don't know what those mean. Whatever meaning you're trying to convey there is completely lost on me. So I'm just to time you out to give you a chance to read the rules. Wow, your photo really makes you look like you're under 13. When I clicked on your name, it shows that does not look. Yeah, you're not allowed to be under 13 on Twitch. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and ban you. Okay, one next problem. Oh, I can't easily click on your name now that the message has been deleted. I'll ban you next time you say something. Gusty Gill says, I didn't eat the rest of the day. Full English breakfast is like getting ready to hibernate. Apparently. I think we actually do need a little bit more snow here. Just kick back and enjoy it. Shoon Macaroon says, if only shoveling snow was this easy in real life. Yeah, just hold down a button. This is the Jetsons version of shoveling snow. Nope Queen says, I had a player who tried to intimidate the guards and roll a natural 1. So I had him slip on dog poop, and the guards came away from the door to mock him. Yeah, so here's a thing that you can do. We came up with this rule for pitfalls and penguins, but you can do this as a house rule, as a dungeon master in any system. If somebody rolls a 1, instead of being a critical failure, we call that like a hilarious success. It's basically a monkey paw failure, or monkey paw success, where basically you achieve you do what you tried to do, but in the least possible good way, in the funniest possible bad way, right? So you know, like, okay, so you try to open a door instead of a critical failure where you're okay, so the door is locked and you try to pick the lock. So a critical failure might be like, oh no, your lockpick tools break, right? A hilarious success would be as you put your pick and whatnot in the door opens and a bunch of guys come out carrying kegs. And so they don't immediately see you because they're carrying kegs, but then one of them trips over you and drops a keg on you, and now there's just beer everywhere. And, like, so now so your stealth rolls are going to be hampered because you smell like beer, even if you subdue these guys. But hey, free kegs. You know, that sort of thing. Task failed successfully. So the door got opened. You didn't pick the lock, though. And you're now inconvenienced in some way that will add some sort of fun role-playing element. Okay. Like, the fact that, like, now that you smell like a brewery as you're trying to sneak through, everybody will be like, I smell beer. Well, those guys were supposed to get those kegs out of here yesterday. They were only here this morning. Blah, blah, blah. But as a dungeon master, you can do that. You can just decide. You don't even have to tell your players you're doing that. You can just do it. You have a lot of autonomy. There is no tyranny more absolute than that of the dungeon master when a player rolls a 1. Kindle says I need to steal that house rule for everything. You can. Has the chat named the snowman? No, I try not to get attached to them because sometimes I accidentally hit them with the shovel and then I feel bad. I try really hard not to, though. Okay. One person described it as failing upward. Yeah, Cavman described roll. Yeah, if you roll the 1, you fail upwards. Saltiest Button says, I'm still never gonna forget having to bail from the hotel lobby at PAX South. Gotcha. Yeah, hanging out at hotels and PAX is just part of the experience. Okay. I know PAX East is this weekend, and I would feel saltier about not being able to go if I hadn't just got back from London. That was my priority for travel this year, was getting over there to meet my fiance's family and friends. Mission accomplished. There's a skeleton. Why are you there? I will keep building these walls. But yeah. I miss PAX so much. But it's so expensive. And, like, one of the things about PAX is even if you're on a panel, they don't pay for you to go. Because it's, like, they sell out like crazy. It's a kind of a privilege to be on a panel there. It's good for your career. You know, they don't comp your hotel or whatever. I've only been on a panel at PAX once. And that was with Good and my friend Art and... Was it Cilantro Gamer? Who was the other person on that panel? But... Yeah, I don't know. I forget. It was a while ago, but anyway, other conventions they'll like give you a per diem for food and cover your lodging and stuff, but with PAX that's not the case. And like, I understand why, but it's just I'm just not at a point. Like back when I had a day job, I could use the extra money from having 2 jobs to afford stuff like that, and now I kind of awkwardly can't. But there's no amount of merch I could sell at PAX to make the money back for getting a table, either. Like, to like make your money back at PAX, you really have to have like a real like merch business like built around it, and I don't. It's not like a hobbyist's place to table. I don't know why having 2 torches in your inventory is bothering me, so it might be the location. Well, we'll just move them over 1. All better. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of awkwardly cylindrical there. We're gonna have to tease. We're gonna have to mess with that some. But if we just get the rough stuff in, the rest will follow. It'll be okay. I kind of want to fill this with ice. Can we just go get some ice? I know that's not like... I'm just kind of trying to follow the heart of the cards here. Like this is a bonus stream. It's kind of experimental. And like I'm just kind of like, it feels natural to go collect ice now so we can put in some more of these little ponds. M. Lavis says it's a lot better, actually. Thanks. You're welcome, M. Lavis. I appreciate you. Ice, baby. NJ says PAX will cover your badge if you are a presenter. Yeah, they'll cover your badge. And it is cool having a badge that says, like, you know, presenter or whatever on it. But the problem is, the hotel and the flights are what... Like, when we would go to Kineticon, even before I was on YouTube, just like with my webcomic, they would pay for... They would give us $250 towards each of our flights. They would cover our hotel room, and they would give us $50 a day for food. But, like, with Kineticon, they needed names to get people to come. With PAX, the Penny Arcade itself is enough of a name that people would attend no matter what, right? So... Okay, so let's take our rockets and the ice spikes. I feel like the ice spikes were out past Ethos somewhere. This is maybe not the best way to do this without coordinates or a plan, but like muscle memory. I feel like I've used to fly south here. Hello, Ethos House. I feel like I used to fly south here and there was just a big ice thing. I still don't actually know the seed. I copied and pasted it one time so that I could set up my Patreon server to have the same seed. But, like, I don't... have like a world map or anything. I feel like it was a ways out though. Oh, let's see. We have been going for about 75 minutes. Just as a quick reminder, we are $13 away from the next face camera expansion milestone. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Well, this looks like Coldwater Ocean at least. Maybe Coldwater Ocean leads to ice. Morning, AOE Dragon. Hey, look, I was right. There is ice here. DDD. Fortune 3. I've been picking some axe at this ice. AOE Dragon says, your eyes look very icy today. I see why. I just spelled icy. Is that sunshine of your love? You might think that, but I couldn't possibly comment. Am I picking up any ice? No, you need a fortune pick. There's no ender chest here either. So we're going back 12 rockets worth of distance. NJ says if we have connections for the future, some companies cover part of the expenses for their volunteers. Yeah, the thing is, though, like, I would be losing more money by, like, volunteering at, like, a booth teaching people to play a game if they were only covering my hotel and flight, even. Like, or if they're only covering the hotel, me taking the flight and me missing my streams, I'd be losing too much money. What I really need is somebody to pay me to be at their booth because they know who I am and they think I would be a draw for their table, right? Like, me volunteering at PAX, I'd be happy to help PAX, but I'd be losing too much money by not working my normal job and by paying for the flights, right? Even with the comped hotel or comp badge. And just as most companies pay, FYI. Well, okay, but like, how much do they pay? Like, is it more than I would make streaming? Like, if they're like, we'll pay you $6 an hour to sit at this table, and I'm paying $400 in airfare, it's not gonna. You see what I'm saying? And I'm losing what I would make streaming. Okay. Like, those companies normally want people that are relatively local, so because then they're not out the airfare, and they want people who work normal day jobs because then they're not losing their salary to be working. Like, working on Saturday and Sunday at a convention is bonus for those people, not them losing. But yeah. Could I stream at the event? It would depend. I couldn't stream from the show floor unless I had like a streaming setup where I was like paying for a table or something. But you could possibly stream from the hotel, depending on if, depending on how good the internet is. I've found, though, on the road, a lot of hotel internet is not as good as I think it should be. So it's unreliable. Now, you could try streaming using a cellular setup, which works in a lot of cases, but the other thing is sometimes at conventions the size of PAX, the cellular setups get, or the cellular networks get overwhelmed because everybody's trying to stream with the cellular setup, right? So I wouldn't, basically, unless I was staying somewhere that had hardline internet, like somebody's house that I knew, or I was on the convention floor with hardline internet, like streaming from like the YouTube streaming booth or whatever, which I'm not a big enough deal at YouTube for them to give me time in a booth like that. You know, basically it's hard to stream from a convention. It's harder to stream from a convention than from other general travel things because of just the amount of competition for the cellular backhaul. Because I've got my little hockey puck thing here. This is like a Wi-Fi cellular adapter. And it's fine if I go somewhere that there's not a million people trying to use the internet. But PAX is a million people trying to use the internet. What are we gathering ice for? For decked out. Doing some decorations around the outside. Dun 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 do 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 do. Oh, it's faster with the rockets, but it's nice to stretch. Da 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 da. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Turn the lights out, it's a statement. Here we are now, entertain us. Assume as ice farm doesn't make packed ice, does it? Because this ice up here is packed ice. It feels like that would take like 9 times as much ice to make this packed ice. Right? So you would get the wrong ice. Doesn't make a lot of sense to go somewhere and get the wrong ice. Just gonna clear this snow out so it's not floating. Hey, welcome, Muscle Bob. Look at that, we're picking up blocks now. Woo! Could you imagine breaking ice and having it go into your inventory? What a, oh, what a world. Okay, I'm probably gonna want to break that water block. Find where that source block is. Vintage beef left the game. It'll never be the same without vintage beef logged in to the server. Oh no. Joe seems to have shuffled to the right. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Don't come in here and start talking about random brands that are not paying me. I don't... If you're... Like, if you are enjoying a nice sandwich, you can enjoy a nice sandwich. But if you're just like, well, let me tell you about this brand of chain restaurant that's available internationally. Boy, did you know you have one in your town? What do you think about them bringing back this limited time sandwich opportunity? You know? They're not paying me. They don't get to be the subject of conversation in my chat. Yeah, I'm angry about chains. Normally chains delight me. These are the most delightful things, but not chain food restaurants. Don't. If they have more than 15 locations, that's too many locations. Never talk about them or think about them again. We're done here. As I continue to hyperventilate for 15 to 25 minutes. I'm good. Okay, so let's go ahead and make these snow blocks. Snow blocks. Snow blocks. Snow blocks. La da 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 da. And ice blocks. They're like cold rocks, but cubic. Although all rocks are cubic in Minecraft. Okay, so. Is this where Ren and Etho's boat race is? I don't think so. Wait, am I ruining the terrain by their boat race? Uh-oh. Is that what these are over here? Is this boat race paths? Uh-oh. Well... You know what? Okay. In fairness, I've been coming over here and collecting ice longer than they've been having this as a boat race path. So we're just going to remove this entire hill then. So right now as a plateau it looks wrong. But if we get it low enough, because it'll be below the horizon if we remove the whole thing. Hey, we got a tip rolling in. Let's see who it's from. Thank you, Cinda, who is happy to support the show. Thank you, Cinda, for sharing your happiness and your $10. That puts us $3 away for the next Face Gamer expansion milestone. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Okay, yeah, I did not realize that they had set up over here. This is where, see, if you look over there, I've been removing this ice and stuff for a long time. There were some other ones over here that I completely pulled out. I think I cut off the top of that one, and I cut this one down. Yeah, oh, this one even had a crafting bench and a bed. Yeah, this is where I was set up before. So, I mean, in fairness, I've been coming over here longer than they've had an ice path. Yeah, there's my other workbench. So, yeah, we'll just remove this entirely so it It'll only look wrong if it's halfway removed. So we remove the whole thing and we fix it. And we're going to leave that spike there since we haven't started on it yet, right? It's not super close to the track. I think it'll be okay. But yeah, I did not realize that we were there. This was not intentional. I thought that Ren and Etho's boat race track was north of everything, not south. Evan Lachlan, tips 2. No, I'm not going to read that message. No. Thank you for... I reserve the right not to read any tipping message. But I know you're doing that just to annoy me, and I'm not going to read it. That puts us 1 away from the next face camera expansion milestone. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/Joe Hills and YouTube Super Chat. Is this a Joe Hills secret stream? Asks Go Ricci from the Netherlands. It's not secret. I posted a message in Twitter about it with a picture of me getting dressed for work. Hey, I'm Lavis. Thank you for the 1. That's going to get us evenly to our next face camera expansion milestone. So here we go. It's time to expand. Jost. Do. Lowering the Joe opacity now to 42%. Appreciate you. How are we on inventory space? Still okay. I can put up some 2D ice mountains if they miss them. Yeah. For moving the torches. Thank you. Thank you. I do what I can. Put down a cake. Leave a cake saying, sorry I took your ice mountain. Yeah. Okay. Let's put some of these in a blue box here. Packed ice box. Okay. So we're going to leave that box there because we're generally going this way now. We can actually move that bed back over next to that box, too. Just me online, so it's up to me to go lay my head down and dream here. Okay. Whoops. Evan Lachlan tips 2 and says, how many hours do you think you put into this game? I actually haven't done any development work for Minecraft. So, 0 would be my guess. Because it's not like it's open source and they accept patches. I mean, technically, you know, like, and I don't know if you would consider modding, but I haven't really done modding either. I've thought about it, but, like, I wasn't a Java programmer to start with. So, it wouldn't really, like, that's the sort of thing, like, if I had more time, I would love to get into, but I just never feel like I have enough time. Oh, we're gonna need another box. Oh, I should move the bed up here, too, actually, while we're thinking about it. La da 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 da. How does this look from over here now? Is it below the horizon already? Someone's coming around here. Yeah, we need to cut it down a few more layers. Welcome, Maya. Glad you could join us in the YouTube chat. We've also got folks in the Twitch chat and the Discord chat this morning. And we just got 21 as a tip from Kindleless, who says, I enjoy that you filter my nonsense when reading my Discord messages to stream. Do I? I don't know. If I do, it's instinctive. I'm not, like, targeting you, Kindleless. But that's gonna put us $3 past our next Face Gamer expansion milestone. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Here we go. Expand Jost. Do. And we are going to lower the Joe Pasty now to a frigid 32% Fahrenheit. Okay. Okay, so here we go. So what we'll do is we'll just kind of have this kind of gradually slope that way, I think. Or, like, If we take... Sorry, just a little cough there. If we take it down about 5 blocks and then smooth it over to turn into a dome, I think that'll be okay. As long as this wasn't, like, Rendog's favorite mountain in particular, I think we're all right. But, yeah. I didn't realize this was really right close here, so we're just going to do our best to fix the damage we've done. I love the Instamine. Love it. Yeah, we're ice sculpting. Exactly. Does the nether portal connect to the network, or is it just somewhere in the nether where I'd be lost? Portal was connected by etho. Okay, so... I mean, the thing is, it'll take me probably longer to find the portal than it would to just fly back, too. So, that's another concern, like, in terms of preserving time. How's the pinball machine going, Joe? Says Go Richie. Well, I've been away for a week, so I'm a little bit further behind on that than I'd like to be. I'm just kind of trying to get back in the groove a little bit. But the other thing about the pinball machine, though, is, like, one of the reasons I was kind of like, ooh, I better hit the gas on it, was because I was worried that we might be wrapping up the season this summer, but it looks like it would be, like, I was like, boy, I might only have till the summer, maybe late, maybe fall at the latest, but it looks like fall would be the absolute earliest at this point, and most likely well beyond that. So there's no real urgency to. So if we kind of sculpt it like this is gonna look good, I think. So it's gonna be a nice long season. A lot of people have a lot of stuff that they're working on, and basically I'm in. So like. Helping with Decked Out is more urgent than finishing the pinball machine at this point. Because the pinball machine is a season-long project, but Decked Out's hoping to launch in the next few months, right? So. Tango says Decked Out won't open until August. Yeah, that's the thing. Is so, like, the pinball machine needs to be done by, like, October, December somewhere. August is before, right? So. But also, like, if I were Tango, I would feel less stress about Decked Out seeing other people making progress, right? Kindlelist says, I appreciate you don't blindly read things like it's Ron Burgundy's teleprompter. Yep, that's fair. Okay, so... I think that should about do it in terms of the sculpting. Oh, Tango joked that it won't open till August. I was going to say, I think it was going to be before that, but... Okay, so yeah, here's the start of their track. Or is this the end? I don't know. Well, either way, that's definitely, that would have been visible there. Yeah, so that doesn't look too terrible. We probably need to actually cut into that a little bit just to get rid of the flat top here. And we probably need to smooth those edges some too. Yeah, where I cut into this looks a little bit too smooth. VT Archer says, first time viewer, is there a way to get your face removed from my end? That's actually your face, and it's reflecting off your tablet. So that means the room you're in is probably too brightly lit. If you just turn off the lights, it should get better. Actually, the camera gets bigger every time we hit a tipping milestone. We are currently 17 away from the next face camera expansion milestone. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Each time we hit a tipping milestone, the camera gets larger, but also slightly more transparent. So You know, right now we're at 32% Jopacity. We'll drop down to 24% in $17. So you're welcome to tip if you'd like to see that Jopacity drop. But basically, other people here have paid to make my face this big, so I kind of owe it to them to keep it. Unless you want to 1-up them, or 17-up them. Is this what I flew over to get here? This doesn't look super familiar. I guess that village was there. Morning, Tango. VT Archer says, I have to leave. I have epilepsy and it'll cause another seizure. Yeah, if you have epilepsy, don't watch anything that'll cause you seizures. That's pretty sound advice in general. But, like, all sorts of... Yeah, this channel is definitely not epilepsy safe. We play pinball and video games and stuff. So, yeah, it's up to you to make your own decisions there from a health standpoint. But even if my face wasn't here, if somebody has, like, visual seizure responses, this would not be a good channel to watch. Okay. Let's go ahead and find a place to lay our heads down and dream. When you met Cleo, did she give you money to see if your head grew? No, Cleo did not give me money. I am looking forward to talking to Cleo during the craft stream tomorrow. Because we haven't talked since the pub. And I'm curious to hear if she has any thoughts. Yep. I met Cleo on Tuesday of last week. Real Caldegum says, what was your beer of choice while in London? I liked the London Pride. It's ESB. $17 rockets. It's not a lot, but it's enough. Here we go. Ow. Yeah, that was enough rockets. Yeah, my latest episode, I talk about the trip, so you can hear me talking about meeting Cleo and stuff in there. I made sure to get that episode out right away, so that folks wouldn't feel, because I knew a lot of folks were gonna have questions about what I did on my trip, and I didn't want the stream to be only me talking about visiting London for the next 4 weeks. As an international traveler of some renown, let me tell you once more of my voyage across the sea. M. Lavis says, how many hermits have you met? Generic B, Aurelian, Python, King Daddy D-Mac, Hypno, Wells Knight, Cleo, Stress, False, Iscal, that's 10 already, Mumbo, Tango, Impulse, that's 13, I feel like there's more, though. Let me go to HermitCraft.com and look at the list. Did I say B-double-O? B-double-O would be 14. Scar is 15. Yeah, so at least 15. Cleo did buy us dinner. Yeah, that's true. So our tummy's expanded. No, I haven't met Grian, Cub, or Beef. Okay. So, let's see. It looks like a tip rolled in just now. Let's see who that's from. Thank you to Phil, who tips 20 and says, zoom in and enhance. Yes, indeed. that is going to get us. Here we go. Expand. Just do 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 do. Lowering the opacity to 24. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so kind of want to think about. I kind of want to take. I was thinking maybe this packed ice. I would also use. There's a little ravine here, and I wanted to use it for like filling in the little river at the bottom of the ravine. Yeah, this one. And then maybe I could get some non-packed ice to put over it from Asuma's machine later. I don't know. Dang it. I am not doing a good job with spatial reasoning. Non-packed ice might melt. Oh, okay. Good point. Good point. Yeah, so I was thinking kind of like... Also, since this is kind of a creek that's frozen, I feel like it's okay if there's some elevation changes. Yeah, we can mix in some blue ice, too. I'm trying to kind of do broad strokes, the rough. I'm trying to rough in the terrain before we get too detailed on anything here. Yeah, so then we have this little ravine here for a while. Yeah. Kind of mix in snow and ice there, maybe. Yeah, let's think about this for a second. Yeah, because I figure we're going to cover this part with snow, too. Because, like, anything within general... Like, if you look at how big this thing is from, like, the neighboring base. I'm not sure whose Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch this is here. I'm assuming impulses. But maybe pearls or gems. This is kind of their area in general. Yeah, having the snow go to the tree line feels about right. It's pearls, okay. So yeah, we have the snow go to the tree line here. And then kind of we can blend in some snow kind of into here. But it wouldn't kind of like die off as we go further in. Sausage apparently helped build Pearl's Holy Hand Grenade. That's cool. But yeah, I think filling this in with ice will definitely look good. Let's get the snow blocks out, though. Because we're going to want to use those as kind of a buffer to kind of show how the water got trapped. And that was a mistake. Bye-bye, 2 torches. I'm sure M. Lavis will be glad to see them gone. I feel like if you have some snow kind of capturing the water in these different bits here, and then you have that kind of... We'll always remember those torches. I don't want to go too far out here. I'm just trying to get the general sense of how this is going to look. Muscle Bob says, I got confused because Pearl never shows her base from that angle. Well, you know what? That's... I would imagine it's because the terraforming isn't done over here yet, right? So it wouldn't look right. Pearl's going to wait until it looks right. Red Brumler says, I can no longer remember which part of Joe's face we're looking at. Here's a hint. Okay. So this is really narrow and steep. Put some snow in there. It's kind of weird having this dirt overhanging like that, actually, now that I'm looking at it. We might need to clean that out a little bit. Yay, the sheep actually moved out of the area that I needed to do immediately before bedtime. Let's just lay our heads down and dream right here. Okay. Okay. Okay, so that one has to go, that one has to go, that one has to go, that one has to go. How are we for snow blocks? Not great. Okay, so let's hold off on the sides here too long. So then we come down here, and let's maybe have a little bit more along that, and then ice, ice, ice. fly up and see how this looks. Oh, yeah. This... Having the white and blue together, and the two different blues, I feel like really is adding a lot here. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay, this is coming together. So, if we came in like this, just kind of had a little cut into there for like, and then that lets us open this up here a little bit. That's gonna feel more natural. Okay. Fill in some of these holes here real quick too. There it was, right there. Oh, we should go get more rockets before we do much else. Okay, I'm gonna... Don't Panic Flip says Glacier Ice is a really cool shade of blue. Hey, George, thank you for popping in. I was actually just talking about your stream earlier. People are like, Escher Leskov was on NPR the other day. I was like, he was also on George Don't Panic Flip Fisher's stream. You know, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, if y'all aren't already following Don't Panic Flip, who is just showed up in the Twitch chat, twitch.tv/Don't Panic Flip. Let me artisanally type this link because I don't have a shout out command. Twitch.tv/Don't Panic Flip. Artisanally typed links, only the finest. Only the finest for visitors to this channel. Okay, so welcome, George. I'm realizing I maybe don't have rockets in a box here. Oh, yeah, 26. Here we go. How does ice get its blue color? It depends on how windy it is when it freezes. You'll get different refraction. But I think that we're actually ready to do a recording segment here. Ooh, I did want to finish this part off. Uh-oh. I'm realizing, though, we need to make some blue ice by packing some of the packed ice in. So let's grab workbench time. Here it is. Workbench. Blue ice. Blue ice. And then we'll get more packed ice out of here. Then we'll make more blue ice. And then we'll grab some more of that. We'll grab that. Great. Yeah, blue ice is expensive, but for what we're doing here, I mean, if you look at how big a project this is, Tango worked so hard on this giant castle. Like, look at the level of detail on this thing. Let me duck out of the way so you can appreciate it, right? I'm ducking out of the way. Just flying through this thing. Look at how much work Tango put into this, right? So when he asked us to help with terraforming around it, I feel like the least we can do is put in, you know, we can use the more expensive ice where appropriate. I'm not only using the more expensive ice, but we're mixing it together, you know? But yeah, so for those of you just joining, our friend Tango Tech built this castle. He's putting a giant dungeon inside for all the hermits to play and have fun with. Technically, he calls this a mini game, but it's just a game. He's building a mini game inside this castle, and he asked for help with the surrounding terraforming. So I've been putting in some snow and some ice lakes over here. And just as a way of contributing and demonstrating that I appreciate his efforts, we have some rough wireframes in for the snow that's going to go around here. Because we have, like, the general, like, plains covered in snow, but connecting where the castle sits down to the ground here is a big amount of effort. So, yeah, here we go. Quick stretch after that flight. Okay, all stretched out. And blue ice. Is this a silk touch pick? It is. Cool. Yeah, this is a big game. Not a mini game. And we can come back in with some snow layers and add some depth around the pools and stuff like that in the future. For right now, we're just trying to get a rough version of this in and then add detail as we go. So we rough it in, then we tweak it. Rough shape details later. Yeah, because we want it to look as good as possible as early as possible, right? So just getting more of this wireframe in, even if it's not perfect, even if there's still a lot of room for improvement. Just getting it so you can't see the ground under there will be a step up. And then we'll come back and we'll add caves, add lakes, add waterfalls. Matthew says, are you working out what you're going to say in the recording? Yes, that is something I need to do. Because the point of this was to actually record some footage. So yesterday we recorded a bit with Asuma, sharing his marvelous snow machine with us. So basically I'm going to do a time lapse in here and I'm going to say, look at what we were able to do with the help of Asuma's marvelous snow machine. We went from having very little of this done to quite a bit. And so I'll be doing that kind of voiceover while we do that. And then I'll transition into saying, but we also have more work to do back at Elvira's House of Horrors. Let's go get some more glow lichen onto those trees to really get that kind of springtime pop. We want that springtime glow. That sort of thing, right? So, yeah, basically finishing that lake was the last thing I really needed to do before we did the recording. The torches are back. One of them. We can put that right back there where you like it. Okay. So let's go ahead and land here. And I think we're going to start recording. And we're going to record this in such a way that if I do need to use the footage directly, I can. But I think I'm going to try to ideally do the time lapse here. And HermitCraft, Season 9, Episode 59, Segment Foxtrot, Take 1, and action. With the help of Asuma's marvelous snow machine, as you can see, we are laying the scene. Setting the scene would be better. Take 2. I AFK'd at Asuma's marvelous snow machine. Well, I keyboarded at the machine. I held the mouse button down because I was too lazy to get it from my desk to go get the roll of tape that I usually lay across the mouse button to tape the button down. But anyway, I stood here for a while drinking coffee and clicking on a snowman. And as you can see, we have managed to fill in quite a bit of the terrain around Decked Out. I made a quick ice run and I actually discovered where Etho and Ren's ice boat course is by accident, so luckily I didn't vandalize that too badly while gathering ice. Sorry, guys. But anyway, we also got some extra ice to fill in a ravine and finish one of the lakes. There's still plenty more to do here, but Decked Out is a months-long project, and you know what? Spring cleaning only comes around once a year. So we're going to leave this be for a while, come back maybe another day with more hermits to help, and why don't we go ahead and start putting a little bit of glow lichen on my forest outside of Elvira's House of Horrors. As you can see, even though it's a grayish green lichen, even just having a little bit of green gives a sense that spring is arriving. It gets that vernal glow that everyone loves. And you know what? There's some more spring cleaning work to do yet. I'd probably better get to that next. Time skip! So, we're going to hit stop recording. We're going to check the audio for that real quick. Let's do a file. So we're going to rename the file. Whoops, not F. So, okay. HC9-059-raw-foxtrot voiceover snow and lichen. So I've already recorded the lichen work in replay mod the other day. Dudeman says, is this video froze for anyone else? Yeah, that was just because I was doing voiceover recording, so I turned off the face camera. But hi, I'm back. Yeah, we were just looking at the thing there. So, oh yeah, I was gonna check the file now to verify that the audio was good. We're working on a snowman, and as you can see, we have managed to fill in quite a bit of the terrain around Decked Out. I made a quick ice run, and I actually discovered where Etho and Ren's ice boat course is. Okay, so Okay, so at this point, I feel like we have got what we needed from the recording. There's some replay mod stuff left to do, but let's go ahead and leave the shulkers with the ice here. Okay. Oh, we did have some more snow. That's good to know. Okay, so we'll leave this packed ice and snow in that shulker. Put the torch in that one. More snow and snowballs. Okay, this shulker here. We can consolidate that packed ice in with this other one. Reclaim that. Bone meal, bone block. Packed ice. Packed ice. We should probably turn some of this into blue ice, actually, now that I'm looking at it. Let's get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of those will make one stack of blue ice. So there we go. That consolidates that some. Dang it. Okay. And we'll just leave the dirt and snow. Okay, so dirt can go there. Great. And then we are ready to head home. Yeah, Asuma's snow machine will show up in the episode. Aoi Dragon. Yep, this is the behind the scenes. You're when I say my episodes are filmed before a live streaming audience, that's us. Me and you. We're here filming. Okay. This way. Up. And in. Here we go. Okay, I have enough rockets to get back up to the top, and then we'll get more over there. Okay. Let's think this through. Rockets. And that one. Grab a few more stacks just for now. Okay, so let's go look at the Elvira's House of Horrors area. Was that slime thing always there? Over B-dubs? I don't know what he's doing. Okay. Oh. So apparently my elytra was about to die. It's B-dubs' hologram head and it's new. Yeah, so it seems. He put it in when he finished the castle. How recently did he do that? Was it recently enough that my mossy stuff made it into the episode? Yeah, don't worry. We can fix the elytra. Okay, here's what I'm thinking is there's a skeleton farm underground here that we can like skeleton farm is not the fastest way to fix an elytra. However, was this always filled with water? Skeleton farm is not the fastest way to fix an elytra. However, I need to take a hydration break and refill my drink anyway, so wait, where do you stand for the skeleton farm? It was like right here, wasn't it? Has it been filled in? I could have sworn this was a skeleton farm. Am I going nuts? Deep slate bricks. This is it. Right here. They drop on the half slab. Where do I have to stand? Is there a switch to turn it on, or do I just stand here? I was going to say, I need to go refill my drink. So once we see skeletons start spawning, what I'll do is I'll walk away while we play some music. Yeah, they're spawning. Okay, great. Great. So we'll let them spawn while I go refill my drink. Let's put up the hydration break sign and see who we need to thank for that. Open up a spreadsheet now. Okay, let's see. Mr. Hardluck requested My Destinies in Tennessee. That's about a 5-minute song. It's a rhyme and geography song I wrote. Arranged and performed by Quinn Hills, the artist formerly known as Sean Hills, for our first album, Sean Hills Sings Joe Hills Volume 1. Here we go. I'll be right back.
Say to be the very best, you gotta travel across the land. But I'm happy here at pretty good, just out walking with my friends. So you can fly from coast to coast for all the antics events. But my destiny's here in Tennessee, my Pokedex in hand. You run your laps chasing the kittens in Providence, and you arc your throws for Electabuzz in St. Louis.
But when you're lost in Boston seeking Pokestops, boo-hoo, we'll all still be spinning them up on Rocket Top. It's true. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our toga peas here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace. We don't need tanglers from Los Angeles. If you're there chasing Charizard, you're making your life way too hard. Clutching garlic, pounding pavement down Ventura Boulevard. We don't need Nittaqueens from down New Orleans. I hate to rain on solo you, but parades need a willing crew. All those squirtles on St. Charles saw you wandering and withdrew. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our toga peas here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace. We don't need Lapras from Minneapolis or polar bears from Mississippers. There's enough Weedles on Montego. We could evolve a swarm of Beedrill. There's enough Snubble down the shovel. We could team sled with Grumble. We don't need Oregon from out in Oregon or any Pikachus from up in Massachusetts. Sorry, Professor Oklahoma, we'll raid gyms in Tullahoma. Sorry, Pokecoin Palooka, we'll hatch on hikes in Chattanooga. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our toga peas here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our toga peas here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace.
Welcome back from that hydration break. My name is Joe Hills. I'm broadcasting live from Nashville, Tennessee. I realize we're actually closer to 11 a.m. than I thought. So we're going to go for a little while longer, but we're actually kind of nearing the end of the stream. Wow. I was like, wow, I'm getting thirsty. We must have been going a while. Look, it's like, oh, it's 10 to 11. Womp womp. So, yeah, we're going to wrap up relatively soon. But we do still have a little left to do. We got our elytra fixed. But yeah, if you are enjoying this Tuesday bonus stream, I'm hoping to do more of these in the future. Not every week. Next Tuesday I have something, well, I'm not sure what time my thing is next Tuesday yet. Much of my life is very chaotic. But I think I have something next Tuesday. Although it might, if they're like, well, let's start at 11:30. It's like, well, I can stream at 8:30 then. So I don't know. I'm going to try and do more, what do you call them? Tuesday bonus streams and Monday bonus streams in the morning. So that way I can kind of keep my video production cycle going. That's a skeleton literally right there. Okay. There's probably creepers out here too. That's not optimal. Let's fly around a bit just to let them despawn. Okay. Is my shulker still there? It should be. I have mob sounds turned off because of mob reasons. How is this? Is this... There's still some stuff I want to touch up over here. I was going to say, I'm going to have to get the bones out of my shulker box, but apparently I just killed a bunch of skeletons without realizing it. Because I'm that productive. Okay. Let's see here. All this glow lichen is a writing of my impending allergy issues with spring in Ohio, lol, says AOE Dragon. Yeah, I believe it. My allergies are already starting to act up. Here in Tennessee, got little flowers blooming on the trees. It looks great. Oh, this was part of what we still needed to do. We needed to get the shears and add those. Yeah. To the little bushes here. Let's just go hit all the small bushes. So there's one. Here's one that we didn't get yet. Badger says, tree pollen is the only stuff that affects me. It's pretty, but horrible stuff. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And how? Yeah, we'll just then use the shears to pick some of those back up off the ground. And off here. Yay. That's easy. Okay. So, like I said, we are closer to 11 than I thought we were, and I had plans at 11 that I need to go start getting set for. I really appreciate all y'all hanging out with me this morning for this experimental Tuesday bonus stream, and I would love to do this again in the future. Like I said, I'm going to try to be streaming most mornings at 8:30 U.S. Central Time, 8:30 a.m., because I really want to increase the tempo of my video release cycle, and the best way for me to do that is going to be to do more morning streams. So, let's go ahead and just get these in. But yeah, so, technically, I didn't say last call for tips. Let's say that now. Tips are welcome via paypal.me /JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. If you enjoy the show, tipping is the best way to make it possible. I really don't want to go back to doing my old day job. If I do have to do a day job again, that will be the end of the daytime streams. I would still probably stream at night, but, like, yeah. Okay. Just doing a little touch-up work before we wrap up the stream. Cleaning up and making things pretty. Dee 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 dee. Okay. Okay, got that one now. And I feel like that's pretty decent. Okay, we got a few more of these guys to go touch up as we wait for those last minute tips to roll in. What are my bone mealing? Lichen on these little bushes right now. Trying to give a little bit more zazz, let's say. Yeah, pizzazz. Okay. Whoops. Boy. It's so close to being finished. It's just... Alright, so that is... dang it, there's a few more little ones. Okay, then we can just remove those. Perfect. Yeah, this is feeling pretty darn good at this point. Maybe the house itself should have glow moss on it for the spring. I don't know. We'll come back to that. I see just a few places here though that jump out at me. Okay. It is now slightly after 11. I do need to go. So, let's go ahead and just do some last minute bone mealing, and then I will see what else is going on out there in the broader world. Twitch.tv/directory/following. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, it looks like our friend Music Man is doing some hardcore Minecraft. We're going to go ahead and raid him. So, when you get over there, our raid message is, howdy y'all, Joe Hills raid here. And until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring. Oh, I can't click raid now yet. Until next time. Now I can click it. Bye. Stop streaming.